What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do a little video today about text editors and my basically my journey and where I have found my home text editor, Helix. So with many, I had the journey of just using GUI text editors for the majority of my time on the computer. Um, I was a Notepad++ guy on Windows. I think it's still a great text editor for Windows. However, now that I know that I have access to a whole plethora of other text editors and I don't have to just use the crap that everybody else is using, um, yeah, I've switched over. So when I switched over to Linux full time, I took two kind of beginner routes. The first one was I installed VS Codium, and if you've ever installed that, it's heavy. There's so much crap going on with it. It's visually busy, and I don't like it. And you know how visually busy VS Code and VS Codium are? They literally have a Zen mode where they change it into not being visually busy. That's how you know you're in a bloated program. Um, Anyway, so I used that for a bit, and I seen the Vim videos and this and that, and I was never anti-modal text editor. I was just more in my brain, I was thinking, oh, well, it doesn't have all the features and all the things, but they literally do. I was just being naive and. So I got into using plain old Vim for a while, and that was great. And then NeoVim, and I used NeoVim for a long time, but I never configured it. I just used it like straight up, like how it was. And then I configured it, and that was a whole journey within itself. I'm not gonna say it's the hardest thing I've ever configured, but it's like a lot of work if you don't know what you're doing, and like not knowing about how the plugin manager or which plugin manager to use, how they work, X, Y, and Z. It can turn into a big headache. And I remember I did a video, I forgot what I did the video about, but somebody had made a comment like, oh, you should try out Helix. This is probably like 6.5 months ago, maybe a little longer. And I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I'm open to suggestion. You know what I mean? If somebody has something that's better, like my whole experience in this Linux thing is just like, yo, just try stuff. Because you never know when a diamond in the rough pops out. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah. So Helix, right? I've been using it. I made a little video a while back being like, oh, I switched to Helix. And now I'm like, a solid 6 months into it. It's probably been 3 or 4 months since, like, I still keep Zed on my computer, right? But I don't use this. This is just for very rare and random circumstances where I don't know. I don't even know why I keep it, to tell you the truth. I don't need it. I know how to use Helix just as good, right? So this is how I have it set up. I took one of their themes out of their folder. We'll just show you where the folder is. So if you go over into opt, Helix right here, runtime, and then in the themes, these are all the themes. And I just copied and pasted that into home, config, Helix, and then you need a directory for the themes, right? And then you got your themes right here. So this theme is what I've oh yeah, I forgot to set it up. I recently reinstalled my machine, so I don't have it set up to open in Yazi yet. But yeah, so this is where my theme is. Let's open up the config.toml. Yeah, so this is where you put your theme. You can make them all sorts of stuff. The documentation is pretty good about explaining the theming. Everything else, well, the documentation is pretty decent altogether. I'll say that. You know, scroll off. This is kind of what just makes stuff go in the center. I'm just gonna be naming a couple things I think are important. But scrolling within the center like that, where the cursor line is, That's really good. Cursor line, I just started using cursor line like 3 days ago, and I feel like a complete idiot because when I do my videos and I show the files, the cursor line would be pretty handy, wouldn't it? Because then you know where I'm actually talking about. So, yeah, cursor line kind of always needed. Um, just kind of all your basic stuff in here. Nothing too crazy. I'll show you my theme. My theme is kind of looking like this. Uh, a little trickerino. If you just want something to be transparent, I just leave a space, right, like that. Little space. Yeah, and this is just copied from that folder, and I just edited it to get the colors the way that I wanted. And yeah, and bouncing between buffers and stuff, real simple. I like all the keystrokes so far. I'm using Evil Helix, but on my other machine, I have just the regular version of Helix, so I'm slowly picking up their default keybinds. So I'm gonna be probably just transitioning to just doing that because there's been a couple issues where I go to update my machine and then I get a error when it goes to update Evil Helix fork bin, and then I gotta uninstall it and then reinstall it again. And it's not like it takes a very long time to do this, but it's a little annoying to have to do that every like however long. It's been like a couple times I've had to do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna be transitioning back over to just the default Helix here. And yeah, I love it. It's great. There's some cool things. I like this thing. Let's see. So if you go like I think if I remember, let's open up a new one. Let's see, bash or C, right? So if I go like here and I go config, I'm pretty sure if I do control V, yeah, if control V opens it in a split. I haven't had to use this in a minute, but yeah, this is really sweet. Really sweet. I really appreciate the split option. Yeah. And, you bounce between your buffers. So you can have like documentation open on one side and then you can jump between different buffers and edit stuff on the other side, which is awesome. Anyway, that's my video for Helix. This isn't like a tutorial or anything. This is me rambling on. Um, I feel accomplished. I feel a little bit accomplished. I'm proud of myself. Every time I look at certain things like this and I learn them, it's always for the better. It's always makes my life easier. And yeah. Anyways, if you liked the video, please like the video. Please comment, share, subscribe, do all the things that people like to do with links. Um, I'll have a link to the Discord in the pinned comments and all those other things. I hope you have a good day. Enjoy the summertime. That's what I'm saying.